Retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel Michael Waltz. He is former Green Beret commander, also a counterterrorism advisor to former Vice President Cheney. Sir, thank you for joining us. What do you make of the little signals that have gone back and forth here so far?
Well, I'm glad that we are moving forward with these exercises. These are annual exercises, as Greg mentioned. They're quite large, 300,000 Korean troops, about 10,000 U.S. troops. And if you remember last year when these exercises went on, the North Koreans launched 4 medium-range ballistic missiles, including one over Japan. So on the one hand, it's good that these are moving forward. I'm also encouraged by the fact that the UN yesterday, under the leadership of Nikki Haley, passed additional sanctions over 15 companies and 27 ships that were evading previous sanctions. And 4 of those companies, I believe, were in the Chinese mainland to keep the pressure up on them. So the bottom line is we have to sustain this maximum pressure. We have to keep the foot on the North Korean economy. That is how you get meaningful results at the diplomatic table.
So a lot of people say the same thing, that we have to keep up this maximum pressure. But if we don't deploy a U.S. asset to the area during these war games, does it look like, or practices, whatever they are, I don't want to call them by the wrong name, but if we don't deploy a U.S. asset to the area, does that take some of the pressure off?
Well, I think I don't know that it necessarily takes the pressure off. If you remember before, one of the preconditions from the North Koreans is that we stop all exercises. So that's why I'm encouraged by the fact that we are moving forward, and yet he's still coming to the table. But it's the economic pressure on both the Chinese and the North Koreans that is really what bites, but it takes a little bit of time. Just, I have a healthy skepticism that the North Koreans aren't using yet another page out of their playbook to buy more time here, Melissa. John Bolton, I think, shares that skepticism. Actually, we know he does. But the important thing is that they don't, that we all keep in mind the North Korean missile engineers and their nuclear program is moving forward. They're busy little bees getting that ICBM fully operational while all of this is taking place. So time's of the essence.
One of the major criticisms that we've heard of the president in advance of this meeting, and even tied to a potential meeting with Vladimir Putin, and you might have heard at the beginning of our show, is people saying that he's not going to prepare, that he's going to walk in and he could end up getting really hoodwinked at the table because he wouldn't have put in the time. Are you concerned about that, especially given that he does now have Ambassador Bolton at his side, someone we all know well, who is very sharp, very prepared, and very strong?
Look, I think the president has one of the best national security teams around him since Ronald Reagan. Pompeo, Mattis, now Bolton, but previously H.R. McMaster, who had done a lot of work to prepare for this. I am concerned somewhat on the State Department side. We need to get a named ambassador in place, and we need to get the rest of the State Department, in terms of Trump's political appointees, moved through the Senate and fulfilled. But I think he'll be fully prepared. This president is engaging at a very high level across a number of states here, whether it's Putin or Kim Jong Un or Xi. We've seen all of his trips, whether it was the Saudi trip, the Israeli trip, and the Chinese trip. I think we're quite successful.
What do you think he has to return with from this sit-down meeting in order for you to feel like it was a victory?
Well, he has to come back with a firm commitment for denuclearization, period. It does not have to be regime change. We've made that very clear. Kim Jong Un can stay in power, but he has to denuclearize. He needs to fully understand, straight from the president's mouth, if you achieve this capability, it will mean your destruction. Now, what I'm concerned about is then on the back end, the devil's in the details, and the North Koreans can buy a lot of time there. When inspectors can go in, what kind of notification, what sites they can inspect, and those negotiations they can drag on for months while they're completing their missile program. And that's why getting some of the key diplomats at the State Department in place who know how to play this game is so important.
All right. Sir, thank you for coming on. We appreciate your insight.
Okay, thanks so much.